Hello ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? It's your boy MegaLugia here, aka the chosen one, bringing you guys another VGC team spotlight breakdown, whatever you want to call it. Today focusing on a team mainly centered around Pheromosa and Incineroar. If you guys are new, what we do here is basically we look at a team very much in depth. I'm talking about the EV spreads, the moves, the items, the games played, the kills, the death, as well as in-game footage for all the Pokemon that we talk about, and some damage calcs some damage calc portion at the end of the video, so you guys know what you can live, what you can't, what you KO, and all that Gucci good stuff. So if you guys like the sound of that, feel free to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Hello, I am MegaLugia. Sit back, relax, and as well get yourself some cheesecake to enjoy the video. And also I will be leaving some timestamps should I say, in the description down below, so if you guys want to go ahead and skip ahead to certain team members or the damage calcs, whatever your preference is, the timestamps are down for you in the description down below. So I hope you guys like the sound of that, and without further ado, let's get into today's team breakdown. So the first Pokemon that we're going to have on the team is the said Pheromosa. Oh baby, Pheromosa, where do I start with this? Well, first of all, let's take a look at the moves. We're going to be rocking out with High Jump Kick, Poison Jab, Ice Beam, and Protect, with a Naughty Nature, which increases attack and lower special defense, with the Boost ability, Max Attack, 244 Speed, and 12 Defense, with either the Focus Sash or the Life Orb as the item. You're going to understand that in a little bit once you see the next Pokemon that we have on the team. But the Focus Sash and the Life Orb are very interchangeable between this and that said member. So whichever one you choose to have one, the other one have the other one. So makes sense, I hope so. But let's look at Pheromosa. So the Naughty Nature, like I said, increases your attack and reduces your special defense. Now, you outspeed a lot of things as it is because you're base 151 speed, I believe, and that outspeeds everything you need to outspeed. With the Naughty Nature reducing your special defense, that means you don't reduce your defense for attacks like Extreme Speed, Shadow Sneak, and some resisted hits like Knockoff as well. So you do want to be able to make sure you can take some of those hits, although you are very frail with Pheromosa. That 12 defense actually allows you to live 2 extreme speeds from an Arcanine and an extreme speed plus a Shadow Sneak from a Alolan Muck. So that is why the 12 defense is very important, and max attack just to be able to hit as hard as you can, as well as getting that boost. And for the moves, High Jump Kick is very good in this metagame. It allows you to hit KO Pokemon like Celesteela, Oko, Porygon all of the time, Oko, Gigalith. We will be looking at the damage calcs later on in the video, but I really wanted to use Pheromosa because it felt like not a lot of people were using it because they were scared of how frail it was. But you don't need to worry about this thing's defenses. You need to be able to get off a hit, and when you get off a hit, something is going down. I can guarantee you that. So I was very happy using Pheromosa. As you can see, I brought it to 12 games. It got 18 kills. Like I said, it got a shit ton of kills, but it did die 15 times because its defense are paper thin, like I said. So don't expect to stay on the round. Excuse me, Pheromosa getting me a little bit choked up. Don't expect it to stay around on the field for too long unless it outspeeds everything that it needs to and is just picking up KO after KO after KO. And I felt like a lot of people were not expecting the Pheromosa to be a Life Orb, because originally I did have Life Orb, and that's why you get so many of the extra KOs. For example, you Oko Kartana, you Oko Garchomp with Ice Beam. Ice Beam Oko's Kartana, by the way, as well as High Jump Kick does, but if you don't want to risk the miss, you can go for Ice Beam. But then when you switch it over to Focus Sash, it gives you a very different dimension on the Mon. You may not be able to pick off as much damage, but you are guaranteed to get at least 2 hits off. So it really is up to your preference. I personally like the Life Orb more because I like the Focus Sash more on the next Mon, which we will get around to in a little bit. But Life Orb just gives you so many extra damage rolls that you might not otherwise, and if Pheromosa can't knock something out, it's not doing its job right. It, like I said, is not meant to eat hits. So Life Orb, my opinion, the best item, but Pheromosa is just such a good Pokemon to have in the metagame right now. As you can see, no Bug Stab, no U-Turn, no Lunge, but I really felt like Poison Jab was necessary so you don't get walled out by Pokemon like Tapu Fini or the fairies in general, like, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Lele, and Tapu Koko. As much as high jump kick does 2 KO Tapu Koko. It is much nicer to Oko it with a poison jab, so what I say. Especially when getting that beast boost, just a very, very good Pokemon to have. Not much to say about Pheromosa. You know it hits really hard, and I feel like it's a little bit of a slept on Pokemon. Ridiculous to say because of the massive attacks that it does have, but as you can see, 12 game plays, 18 kills, and that is Pheromosa. Let's move on to the next Pokemon. And coming in next, we have that Pokemon I was talking about, Nihilego, the other Ultra Beast with a Timid Nature, Beast Boost, Max Special Attack, Max Speed, 4 HP, moves of Sludge Bomb, Power Gem, HP Ice, and Protect. So as you can see here, this is the other Pokemon that is either holding the Life Orb and the Focus Sash. And the reason why I really like the Focus Sash on Nihilego is because of all the spread moves that it's weak to. Earthquake from the from Garchomp and Crocodile. It doesn't really appreciate a Scald, and just having a Focus Sash on this Pokemon is much more valuable in my opinion, because Pheromosa is able to Oko a lot more things than Nihilego can. So you definitely want to be able to live a hit so you can get your Beast Boost and then start really knocking things out, because Sludge Bomb does not Oko a max HP Tapu Fini. Power Gem does not Oko a max HP Arcanine, so you want to be able to get those Beast Boosts and then get some serious damage off. But speaking of that, Nihilego does have really good special defense and can live hits like a Thunder. I believe it can live 2 Thunderbolts from a Tapu Koko. It can live special water attacks from Gastrodon from Tapu Fini, a bunch of special attacks, and if you choose to pair this with a Pokemon like Gigalith, or if your opponent has a Gigalith, you get more special defense because you are a rock type, and that Sandstorm's Pdef boost makes you unbelievably bulky on the special side. Super effective hit does not mean you're gonna go down, but Nihilego is another one of those slept on Ultra Beasts. I think so, because Sludge Bomb, Power Gem, HP Ice is very good coverage. Sludge Bomb, Tapu Fini, all the fairies pretty much. Power Gem, Arcanine, and other flying types like Mandibuzz and Pelipper. HP Ice for Pokemon like Crocodile, Salamence, and Garchomp specifically. Now, HP Ice does not Oko Garchomp if you are rocking the Focus Sash. You have a 8% chance, I believe, on the standard Garchomp, but like I said, you live the hit with the Focus Sash. You're immune to weather like Sandstorm, but not Hail. But that is why you need to get the Beast Boost off so you can go for the HP Ice and knock it out. As you can see, the stats, 15 games played, 14 kills, and 15 deaths. So, Nihilego got a bunch of kills, died a bunch of times too. Very much similar to the use of Pheromosa, but that's kind of how they work. Some games they get a lot of kills off depending on the matchup. Some games they just die, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But I'm really satisfied with how Nihilego performed. The Pokemon it struggles with are Pokemon like Alola Muck, because you can't hit it super effectively. They get that Figgy Berry off, and then your defenses are very bad, and they can kill you with a combination of 2 knockoffs, I'm pretty sure. Also struggles with strong physical attackers like a why can't I think of the Pokemon right now? Kartana comes to mind as well. I ran into a lot of Focus Sash Kartanas, and obviously they're going to outspeed you. They can knock you out. HP Ice and Power Gem do a good amount of damage to Kartana, although Power Gem is resisted. HP Ice and Power Gem do the same amount of damage, I believe around 50 to 60%, so that is something to keep in mind. But it does struggle with a few Pokemon, and you do need to be able to match it well. Another Pokemon that comes to mind is Buzzwole. This thing definitely struggles with Buzzwole, as well as Pokemon like Celesteela, because although Power Gem and HP Ice are neutral, you're not doing too much damage, and a Heavy Slam is guaranteed gonna Oko you. So you do have to worry about certain things like physical attackers with good special defense that you aren't super effective against, so do keep that in mind. But that is Nihilego, and I do feel it's pretty good, especially because the Timid Nature, you do outspeed Garchomp by 1 point, and that is very nice to have. You can go ahead and tweak the EV spread to make sure that your special attack is the highest, and that your speed is the highest, but so you can go ahead and get a speed boost. But I've seen that used not too much. It did work in certain cases, but in my opinion, Timid Nature is the best way to go with max special attack. Let's move on to the next Pokemon. And coming up next, we have one of my favorites, my boy Raja, aka Incineroar, with the Adamant Nature with the Blaze ability, 92 HP, 164 speed, and max attack, holding the Insinium Z, or not the Darkinian Z, as I made a mistake in my first testing of this one. Make sure to use the Incineroar Z with the moveset of Fake Out, Flare Blitz, Darkest Lariat, and Protect. Stats: 14 games played, 10 kills, and 12 deaths, so not too shabby for a starter. Not a lot of people rate, to be honest, but the reason why I wanted to use Incineroar is because Fire Dark is a very, very nice typing to have. You can actually OHKO Pokemon like Tapu Lele with your attack investment, and you are not OHKO by a Choice Specs modest Moonblast, so you do have to keep that in mind, as well as Fake Out plus Flare Blitz OHKOs Pokemon like Tapu Koko, and you are not OHKO'd by Thunderbolt, but you will go down to the recoil. And Fake Out as well is one of the reasons why I really wanted to use it. Fake Out pressure, as we know in all VGC metas, is very, very clutch to have. Get that nice Fake Off out against your opponent. You don't have the fastest Fake Out. Pokemon that come in mind to me are Alolan Persian, Weavile, but you do outspeed Pokemon like Hariyama and Kangaskhan, which has been popping up a little bit, so that is something to know about Incineroar. And just Dark Fire typing is so good to have, especially in combination with that Darkinian Z. Very, very useful. And for the EV spread, 92 HP allows you to live those hits, like I said, from Tapu Koko and Tapu Lele, and 164 speed allows you to outspeed 52 speed invested, I believe, or 40 speed. I believe it's 40 speed invested Tapu Bulu. Pokemon like Milotic, Celesteela, Pokemon that want to speed creep other slow Pokemon, and you go ahead and outspeed them. It does struggle with a few Pokemon like Tapu Fini for sure. All your stabs are resisted, as well as to an extent Pokemon like Arcanine and Gyarados after they get the Intimidate draw. But Gastrodon doesn't really mind taking the Darkest Lariats too much. But you do have to keep in mind that Darkest Lariat is a move that ignores stat boost. So if your opponent wants to go for the ever famous EV boost and get that +2 defense, Darkest Lariat cares not and goes through them. So it's like having Unaware on a move. So it's very, very nice to have. Sometimes I felt like I wanted to have the option of U-turn or Earthquake on my Incineroar to hit Pokemon like Toxapex harder, like Gigalith, like Arcanine, but Protect is just so useful, being able to redirect damage and being able to predict if your opponent wants to target this thing down, you go for Protect. You know, that's how VGC works. But Incineroar, not too much to say. I just feel like it's a very slept on Pokemon. But when this Pokemon gets Intimidate as its release hidden ability, you better believe this Pokemon's usage is going way up, and those 14 games played are going to turn into a million games played. You know, I'm just messing with. That is Incineroar, very nice to have. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And moving on to the next Pokemon, we need that obligatory Tapu, and it is Tapu Fini with the Bold Nature, max HP, 172 defense, 84 speed, with a Misty Surge holding the leftovers, with a moveset of Calm Mind, Moonblast, Muddy Water, and Protect. And for the stats, 11 games played, 7 kills, 7 deaths, 1177, not too shabby. So Tapu Fini, as I mentioned in the previous VGC team breakdown, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. Tapu Fini was one of the most slept on Tapus in the beginning, and I'm the hipster, I'ma say, I used this Pokemon before it was cool. Now it seems everybody and their mama be using it for good reason. It is so damn bulky on both the physical and the special side, and if you get some Calm Minds off, yo, nothing is taking you down and you're going to be able to get a lot of damage off. Muddy Water is a very good move to have, because although it is not 100% accurate, you wouldn't believe the amount of times that I got accuracy drops on my opponent other than me missing the move. Muddy Water is just very good to have. Neutron Pokemon like Garchomp get that Intimidate drop, is very nice to have. Not Intimidate, accuracy drops. Get some accuracy drops on Pokemon like Kartana, who doesn't appreciate it because of special defense. Pokemon like Alolan Muck, so that they can't hit you. Very nice to have. Moonblast as well, very good stab. And then Calm Mind, just so you can go ahead and boost and do some more damage. Originally, I did test out Swagger for a few games to be able to swagger my Pokemon like Pheromosa and Incineroar, but I felt like that was a little bit too situational. Calm Mind worked out a little bit better, so yeah, I like to go with Calm Mind, but you can go with Swagger. So for that EV spread, you will be seeing it later on in the damage calcs more specifically, but you live hits from Kartana. You are not OHKO'd by an Adamant Choice Scarf Kartana's Leaf Blade. You are 3 KO'd by Alolan Muck. Garchomp's Earthquake is like a 3 KO or 4 KO, especially after leftovers recovery. And 84 speed allows you to outspeed a 4 speed invested Arcanine. A lot of people like to run defensive Arcanine, so you could go ahead and outspeed that, and that is what I have the 84 speed although it takes away from your defense, man, you are bulky as it is, and I felt like that speed was very necessary just when it comes down to the end game and you want to be able to you know, get some damage off before you die. Only died 7 times, got 7 kills as well in 11 games. When it did come, it stuck around on the field for so long and got those crucial muddy water Axie drops that I very much needed for the rest of my team to put in the work. So that is Tapu Fini, just such a bulky mon, and I very much recommend it if you have not tried it out. Moving on to the next Pokemon, we have Whimsicott. Ooh, baby Whimsicott. A Pokemon I did not think I would be using, with an EV spread of max HP, 244 speed, 12 defense, timid nature, prankster ability, holding the Citrus Berry. The moves are Tailwind, Giga Drain, Encore, and Taunt. So the first thing that jumps out, no Protect. I know, no Protect, especially with the common poison type moves like Alolan Muck, like Poison Jab on Garchomp, like Nihilego. And yeah, so I chose not to run Protect, and it may be a bad option, but I feel like all of those moves, especially on this team composition, is very much necessary. Tailwind is such a good move to have because although we don't have a slow team, we don't have the fastest team. You know, especially when Pheromosa goes down, and especially if you can Protect with Nihilego and then get a Tailwind off with your Whimsicott, then you can outspeed Pokemon like Tapu Koko and Kartana. That is why it's very nice to have. Giga Drain is just there to hit Pokemon neutrally like Garchomp, hit your Gastrodon, which this team may struggle with a little bit. Encore is there if your opponent goes for Trick Room and they are Mental Herb, so you can't taunt them. For example, Oranguru, they go for Trick Room, you Encore them the next turn and they just keep repeating Trick Room and they're pretty much useless. Or if a Pokemon wants to go for Fake Out, you Encore them. A Pokemon wants to go for Setup, you Encore them. Pelipper wants to go for Tailwind, you Encore them. That is just, there are so many situations where it comes into play, but do keep in mind, in Generation 7, you cannot Prankster a Pokemon that is a Dark type. That was a little bit of a struggle to get out, but for example, if Mandibuzz wants to go for Tailwind, you cannot Encore that thing because you have Prankster, and Dark types are immune to it, as well as you cannot Encore Pokemon like Muck, like Incineroar. So keep that in mind. A little bit of a debuff, but I think it still does work. And Taunt is there because you want to be able to taunt your opponent, prevent your opponent from going for Trick Room, prevent them from going for Protect, prevent them from going whatever it is. Taunt is just very nice to have. You could switch that out for Protect, but it does sometimes work with Encore. I mean Encore and Taunt is sometimes interchangeable, but it's just very, I feel it's necessary to have both, and especially with the Citrus Berry and max HP, you will be able to live some hits and then get a good amount of HP back. As you can see, 9 games played, 3 kills, 8 deaths. Don't even matter about the stats. Kills do not matter. Pretty sure every time I got a kill was against Pokemon like Gastrodon. 8 deaths, not meant to stick around. Just die, get the Tailwind off, get whatever moves it needs to get off, the support move specifically, and then let the other Pokemon on my team come in and get the sweep. It does struggle a little bit with bulky Pokemon, for example, like Alolan Muck, which it really cannot touch. Mandibuzz as well, Porygon to an extent if they want to go for moves instead of support moves, so you can't Encore or taunt them. But in my opinion, it's just a very nice option to have on this team. Let me know what you guys think. And the last member on this team is the one and standard Garchomp. Jolly Nature holding the Groundinium Z, Rough Skin as the ability, max attack, max speed, 4 HP, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Fire Blast, and Protect. So originally I did have Alolan Marowak on this team, but I had to switch out for Garchomp. Another ground type gives me a neutrality to water instead of a weakness, and Alolan Marowak was just too slow. It was too slow for this team, although it does give me electric immunity and a fighting immunity and a bunch of stuff like that. I really prefer Garchomp. Garchomp is so used for a reason, because it's good. Now the thing that may stand out to you is that we have Earthquake, Rock Slide, Fire Blast, and Protect. So no Poison Jab and no Dragon type move. You may be thinking, what is this man doing? Well, I feel like we have a lot of ways to handle the fairies. We have Poison Jab on Nihilego, we have Poison Jab on Pheromosa, Sludge Bomb on Nihilego, and we have Incineroar with the Darkest Lair and Flare Blitz, which does do a good amount of damage to the Tapus other than Tapu Fini. But and also we have no Dragon Claw for 2 reasons. Dragon Claw is only really effective, I would say, against, you know, Pokemon like Salamence or opposing Garchomps, but for 2 reasons. One, when Tapu Fini goes for its Misty Terrain, your Dragon Claws are going to be resisted. I mean, they're not going to be resisted, they're going to be reduced in damage. And 2, their Dragon type moves are going to be resisted against you as well. So it's kind of a 50-50, bit of a give and go. You can go for Dragon Claw, but I feel like Earthquake 100% necessary. Rock Slide because we don't have the best way to touch flying types, and it's another spread move that is always good to have. And Fire Blast to handle Pokemon like Celesteela and like Kartana. You may say, why not Fire Fang? Well, Intimidate runs around a lot, and if you are intimidated, you don't OHKO Kartana with Fire Fang. Although you have a higher chance to hit, Fire Blast always OHKOs Kartana. So it is up to you whether you want to go for the accuracy or the intimidate rolls. Up to you. I feel like Fire Blast is a little bit more reliable because intimidate is just so common, and yeah, that's why I went for Fire Blast and Protect, you know, just as the last move. Groundedium Z, so your Earthquake can just do massive damage. Garchomp is standard as they come, and it's just a very nice Pokemon to have. And now moving on to the damage calcs portion of the video. These are some calcs that I felt like would be very useful for you to see. Did not include Garchomp too much or Whimsicott because Whimsicott only has one attacking move, and Garchomp is a very standard mon that I'm sure you know what it does. But let's focus on the ones that we have. So Incineroar, Malicious Moonsault OHKOs Tapu Lele. I already mentioned that. Flare Blitz OHKOs it as well. Now Choice Specs Moonblast only does 95% max to you with a modest nature, as I did mention. Now Fake Out plus Flare Blitz OHKOs Tapu Koko, but you do have to keep in mind that you do go down to the Flare Blitz recoil, and Thunderbolt does 95% max to you, so you're always going to be able to live one hit. Flare Blitz also does 50% versus Alolan Muck. Garchomp's EQ does not OHKO you, does 90% max, and Gyarados Waterfall does not OHKO you either and does 95% max, so do keep those in mind. Moving on to Nihilego, HP Ice only has an 18% chance to OHKO Garchomp. Sludge Bomb does 69 to 82% max versus a max HP Tapu Fini. Power Jump does 70% minimum versus the standard Arcanine, and Sludge Bomb does 91 to 110% max versus a offensive Tapu Lele, and does OHKO Tapu Koko as well. As well as you do only take 62% maximum from a Thunderbolt in the electric terrain from a Tapu Koko. So as you can see, Nihilego's special defense is kind of wild, and you do OHKO Ninetales as well, and Blizzard does not OHKO you. It's actually only a 4-hit KO. And now on to Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is 3-hit KO'd by Ninetales' Freezar, which is very good to see. Muck's Poison Jab is a 3-hit KO after Leftovers. You are 3-hit KO'd by Garchomp's Poison Jab. Arcanine's Wild Charge is only a 2-hit KO if they have the electric terrain up, otherwise it's a 3-hit KO, and Adamant Kartana only has a 6% chance to OHKO you, and a Marowak has a 3-hit KO against you versus with a Shadow Bone, should I say. And now onto Pheromosa. These are the things I was very much talking about, and which is why the naughty nature and the 12 defense is very necessary, because Muck's knockoff plus a Shadow Sneak is a 3-hit KO from you. High Jump Kick 2-hit KOs it back, and High Jump Kick does OHKO Porygon every single time. You OHKO Nihilego as well, you OHKO Gigalith, 70% minimum versus Celesteela, 2-hit KO Arcanine after the Intimidate, Ice Beam OHKOs Kartana, OHKOs Garchomp, Poison Jab OHKOs Tapu Lele, Tapu Koko, and Ninetales. That was a bunch to say, but as you can see, Pheromosa is just such a powerful Pokemon. But do keep in mind, all of these damage shots are done with the Life Orb and not the Focus Sash set. So it's up to you whether you want to trade some damage or get that guaranteed hit off with the Focus Sash. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a team breakdown for the Nihilego Incineroar Pheromosa team. Basically, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you did as well as let me know any changes you would make to the team. Did you try it out? Did you have any success, or any other teams you want to see me cover in the future? Any recommendations, any and all that good stuff. But until next time, it has been your boy MegaLugia. Stay frisky, my friends.